welcome to the Awais Surahyo show. Thank you so much for joining again. As you know, we bring a lot of hot topics, burning questions when it comes to real estate. So today we are doing something similar we done earlier. However, we are looking at buying process in Florida. Yes, it's a very popular location. A lot of Canadians, even from all around the world, people would love to know what is happening in Florida. How can they buy a property? Of course, it's sunshine, you can say, in Florida. You can say the pricing or beautiful location. So without further ado, let's start buying process in Florida. Today, I have a guest with me who I've known for quite a while. Honestly, only good words to say. We have even traveled together at one point, and it was a very wonderful experience. So, Gihan Awad, of course, I call her Gigi. We know each other for a while. She is a broker of record and owner at La Rosa Realty in Florida. And I believe she said Central Florida. So she wears a lot of hats. So I will not be sharing everything with you and take her, charm away. So Jihan, welcome to our show. If you kindly say a few words about yourself and let the viewers know who is Jihan Awad.
Sure. Thank you so much, Awais, for this amazing introduction. Yes, my name is Gihan Awad. People know me by Gigi, so feel free to call me Gigi. It's much easier for you. I'm in Florida, the Sunshine State. Something called Florida, yes.
Yeah.
It's very popular. Yes, it is Florida, very popular. I'm in Central Florida, and that's why my company name as well, La Rosa Realty Central Florida. It is a franchise company, so there's so many La Rosa, but there is only one La Rosa Realty Central Florida. I'm the broker owner for this company, and I wear many hats like property management, rental, commercial. We do so many things here with a
Very
15
nice.
years experience. Absolutely. I can help anyone who's looking to buy in Florida.
That is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you so much. And it's not easy in our industry. I mean, especially if realtors or anyone related to real estate is watching this, that you are doing so many things. And kudos to you. Of course, Florida. I won't say it's like every other location. It's a special location where people come for, for the weather, for the reasonable pricing in terms of real estate, for Airbnb, because investors are looking at different things doing in Florida, right? Not every location offers that. So I can see that you are wearing all these hats. So let's get into this buying process in Florida. Again, as I discussed with you earlier, it's a great learning for me as well. And I am hopefully planning to travel there and learn more. So for now, we'll take care of our wonderful viewers and myself so I can learn something from you. Number one, buying process is search. So when I search property in Canada, where I am currently in Mississauga, we have MLS system. And generally, you also can go online, you have different apps. However, in Florida, please help me understand, if somebody comes to Florida, how do they search a property?
Sure. That's a great question. And I will tell you one thing, and maybe you learn it from me as well. In my strategies, when I have a buyer, I always ask them for 5 questions.
Okay.
And those 5 questions, it's actually very short. It's LP Mama, actually 6 questions. LP Mama. So
Okay.
I always have this in my mind. LP Mama, it's so easy. I
Right.
asked them the location. So we started with the location. The L is for the location.
Okay.
Where would you like to be? They said, okay, I want to be near the beach. I want to be near Disney. That's amazing. We're going to help you to look for a property. So how are we going to look for a property? I collect their information and I put them in my system platform. And the MLS, as known, this is where we do the search. We look for
Okay.
the properties. Any property goes on the MLS. It's easy to locate it. But some owners, they don't put the properties on their MLS. So we do use another platform. It's only for me and my team. And by the way, I do have 82 agents in my office. So I'm not the only one working for one client. I have always a team work with me. We search for the property from this platform, which is off market properties. And that helps us as well to guide our client where we're looking at. We also look at the sites for the new construction. This is a different area that we find properties for buyers, like, they either want it resale or they want it new construction. So it could be on the MLS, it could be on the off-market property platform that we use, or it could be as well on the new construction website. Many times I share my app with the client so they can do their own search on that app. So that is an easy way. Some countries, the app does not work, but most of the time it does.
Okay.
And that's the letter A. The letter P, we ask for the price. So what is your price range? A lot of people, they don't have an answer for, okay, what is the prices in Florida? The prices in Florida start from, like, if you want an apartment, if you want a townhouse, you want a single family house, new construction, resale, is it rehab, is it like you wanted to live in it as a second home, as an Airbnb, as you mentioned. So depend on what they want, I can tell them what is the price. And the price is not, of course, fixed. As you know, the market up and down. So sometimes we have flexibility on the price, sometimes we don't have. Sometimes people put above asking price, right? So this is the P. What is the rest, mama? I always ask for the M, the motivation part. Or how soon they wanted to purchase and what's the reason behind the purchase. Is it investment? Is it like a cash flow they want it? Is it like return, for they're looking for the return of the investment, or sometimes they wanted to move and live in the property. So I always find what is the motivation behind the purchase. And that helps me more to guide them where should we go and how long, the process is going to take and all that stuff.
Definitely.
Right? So, and then we look for the A. The A is the best part, which is the agent. Do you have a realtor that works with you? And then if they said yes, oh, I already talked to a friend of mine, she's a realtor and whatever, I'm like, all the respect. So that's okay. Let me know if that realtor need help. I can guide more because I'm also a broker. If they don't have an agent, I will show them what is the protocol for buying a property. So the protocol for buying a property here, we need to sign an exclusive realtor, agreement. Like you gave me the authorization to look and help you find a property. And, with that, I'm getting my fees either from you or from the seller. And that's basically what they sign. I don't know if you have any change on the National Association Realtor, but on our side,
it happened.
Yeah, it happened. So we are done with the A. We go back to the second Ma, which is the M. Yes. So the second M, or the second M, it's the mortgage. So we ask them for the finance, how you're going to get to pay for the property. Is it going to be paid cash? Are you looking to have a mortgage? Is it going to be for national mortgage? Is it going to be a local mortgage? A lot of people, they are actually qualified to get a loan from U.S., whether if they are a green card or just they are foreign. We still can lend you
even
money.
They're foreigners?
Of course, yes. We have foreign national loans that we have partner provide you loans. Sometimes it's 25% down, sometimes it's 30% down. We also do creative financing. Creative financing, this is something else, like subject to, it's kind of like close to rent to own idea. So we help the buyers who are having problems with the credit, who have problems maybe with the down payment is so high. No, I'm looking for something small, or maybe they are looking to do a fast mortgage, faster way, because 2 weeks, maybe 10 days to get this done. Depend on the seller as well, how motivated they are. And then with the last A, we set up the appointment to go view properties. When is your first time, like your first availability? And we just go from there. And that's basically it. So every appointment, I go over everything again, and we sign documents. We go see houses. We talk to the lender. There's a whole entire, process, and I'm sure you know it. and it's a fun journey with our investors and buyers. I love it. I love what I do.
No, no, definitely. I mean, I have known you for a while. I always see the passion, and that is amazing. That's why we are here. I'm connecting with you. And LP Mama sort of sum up our whole podcast, actually. Uh,
No,
so,
right?
so let me, so first part is search. Let me recap it for the viewers. You said that there is a MLS system they can use something called realtor.com. We use realtor.ca. MLS system is mainly for realtors, not for outsiders. So they can go on realtor.com and search for the properties, or they might have certain apps like Zillow or other apps they can also search. Number two,
Yes.
realtor, you also already touched on it, working with a realtor. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, the basic or simple process is contacting realtors in the market or La Rosa Realty and connecting with you, and then they can, whatever the processes they follow with you, and then commission. Just again, help me briefly explain again what the changes happened through NAR, National Association of Realtors. So now, as a buyer, if I'm coming, in the previous stage, seller used to pay us commission, right?
Yes.
And that'll be to the buyer agent and seller agent. But now you are saying either seller is paying, and if not, buyer will have to pay. Can you elaborate a little bit on that so then
Sure.
we can understand, especially
Basically,
Canadians who are buying there?
absolutely. This happened back on August 17, 2024, that the
Yeah.
National Association of Realtor put all over United States that the seller is not obligated to pay commission for buyer realtors anymore. So what, as a buyer, I need to do? I need to ask the realtor, what is your compensation
Yeah.
on purchasing a property? My compensation is 3%, and this is my value, and I work with them on my presentation of buying the property. What is the process? We go over the document that they're going to sign, and that's actually exclusive buyer brokerage agreement, and we put my compensation in there, 3%.
Okay.
So that means the buyer must pay me that commission when it's time to buy a property.
Of course.
However, they have the knowledge that I'm getting this money. If I got it from the
And
seller,
from
I'm
from
not
the middle.
going again from the buyer. If I got it from the buyer, so I'm not getting it from the seller. And of course, depend on the market. In this market right now, most of the sellers, they provide commission. So
Of
I'm not
course.
asking the buyer, like my commission is already covered by the seller. Most of the offers that I did this year was paid from the seller.
Of course.
Very few actually was not covering the whole entire 3%.
Right.
So ask the buyer, well, the seller right now is offering me 2.5. Are you willing to pay the 0.5%, or what is your call? Our agreement is 3%. And majority, they are okay. I'll pay that for you. And then we move on. In some cases, buyers cannot afford to pay me the commission, and they tell me, well, if the seller is not paying you the compensation, I prefer
It is
to
not.
go for the next house. And it doesn't really happen. It did not happen. Most of the buyers are approved to pay me
Yeah.
compensation, and
They're
we
okay
are
to pay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, we are
So
okay. And most of the sellers right now actually understanding, and they paying, especially, you know, the demand is not as good as before. So we are doing great collaborations between sellers and buyers, and we
yeah.
want the market to move on.
Yeah, it's again, I mean, changes have happened. Of course, it didn't happen 100%. I think still majority is following the previous rules. Um, because the bigger benefit is on the seller side. If you bought the property, kept for a certain time, you made the money. Now you're paying certain part of it, whether 3, 4, 5%, to the agents to make sure the property is sold properly, effectively, and legally, right? And that's what I find. But certain properties you are saying, if not, then buyers are paying, they are okay with it. And that's what is happening currently.
Yes,
Yes, okay,
yes. There's so
wonderful.
many properties buyers now have more opportunities to look at, more room for negotiation. So it's the best time right now to buy. Today is the best day to buy. Tomorrow is the best day to buy. Open for buyers more than ever. There's so
Yes.
many properties, so there's no stress on looking at properties.
Yeah.
Prices are very reasonable, rooms for negotiation. Even new construction, they're doing a lot of promotions for buyers, like for nationals. They're getting great deals as well
Okay.
with the
So
interest rate.
correct me if I'm wrong, market is now it's not hot like 21, 22. So there are opportunities you are seeing right now because market is a little slower than before, right?
What made the market hot in 2021 and 2022 is the low interest rate. So the low interest rate made buyers have more demand on the properties.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the demand was higher, the interest rate getting higher until they reached to the point that the interest rate was really high and the price is still really high. That's
Yeah.
what happened now with the inflation. Everything is so high.
Hi. Yeah.
So sellers, if they are motivated, they lower the price. And buyer, if they are motivated, they negotiate. And if they reach an agreement, congratulations, we have a close.
We have a deal.
Yes.
So so offer. So when it comes to offer, in Florida, I guess, correct me if I'm wrong, still similar that if you did the showings, as you mentioned earlier, buyer liked the property, you guys put an offer, everything goes well, offer is taken, then mainly buyer doesn't have to worry about anything. You will help them through the whole process, documentation, signing, offering, everything. Am I right?
Absolutely. There is no attorney. I know you're coming from Canada, and in Canada, sometimes you need an attorney. We don't need an attorney here. The attorney is in-house with the title company who does the closing.
Oh,
Title company is chosen by the seller majority of the time, especially if it's in Central Florida. So think about it, it's like a car, four wheels. Those
okay.
four wheels, the buyer agent, seller agent, and their title as well, and then the buyer with the mortgage.
Interesting.
So these are the four wheels, and we help each other to move on. If one of the wheels are not working well, the car is
It
not
will.
going to move on, right?
No,
So
but
the
correct me if I'm wrong now. Interesting point you mentioned. So we don't, so if we close in Canada, we need a lawyer to do the whole closing. You are saying in Florida, I don't need a lawyer.
No, I mean, if the property is in Canada, you need an attorney to do the paperwork. The
Yes,
property is in Florida and you are in Canada. I'm the one putting the
you will
offer,
assist with the whole process.
negotiating. There is a mortgage in Florida, where if you want to use your mortgage from Canada, you can use it. And then we negotiate with the seller through the seller agent. And then the title company from the seller do the paperwork like title search, lien search, transfer property, and all that stuff. And
Okay,
we like the buyer agent's job is mainly communication, connection with everyone. So
wonderful.
that's the four wheels on the
Got it, got it.
car that
So
I
from
always
A to
like
Z,
to
you will
give it to
help
them as an
us.
example.
Yeah, you will help us with the whole process. Doesn't matter I am in Florida or I'm sitting in Canada, you will help me through the whole process. I mean, we have the process taken care of,
Yes.
right? Uh, Wonderful, wonderful. So
Yes,
how does
absolutely.
financing, you
Absolutely.
touched briefly earlier. So general mortgage, I understand if I'm a citizen or I have a green card, I go to the bank or a broker and I get a mortgage, right? But foreign nationals, can you briefly touch on, let's say I'm a
Correct.
Canadian, I don't have a green card, I'm not a citizen of US. So then which institutions, or I know I can go through you, but just briefly for the viewers, which institutions offer, how does this foreign mortgage works? Is there higher interest rates, etc.?
Yes, absolutely. And this is actually my specialist. I'm CIPS, so I'm a certified international property specialist. So
Yeah.
I deal a lot with investors who would like to invest in the United States. So we look for their goals first. Is it a cash flow? Is it an ROI? And then after we work on the number, we find a location and then we get into the mortgage part. The mortgage part, either like we deal with so many companies and
Of
they
course.
all do the same work.
Yeah.
They open a company for the buyer, they open a bank account, they get them a loan, whether it's 25% or 30%. They are 7, 8, 9, 10, went to a point was 11 and 12% a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So everyone is different
Okay.
when it comes to the interest rate. And that's why I recommend every buyer to shop around for their best lender and the best interest rate, the best
Okay.
communication, the best terms. So it they all do the same work. And this is one area that we help buyers to invest in Florida
Right.
with foreign national, and that's the normal sale. There is a creative side, which is what we do as a seller finance. We ask if the seller wanted to be the
Seller is
bank,
willing to help.
if they pay off, or maybe they have a, yeah, willing to help with the low interest rate or something. So the buyer pays directly to the seller. They have the title under their name, but subject to make the payment for the house.
Wonderful.
And, usually their contract is kind of like 6 years, 5 years, and then they extend it. That's the creative side for those who does not have like the full 30% or
Got
they
it.
don't
Got it.
want to go aggressively.
So now, like just to recap, if I understand it right, so for foreign nationals, the down payment is higher. It's either 25 or 30%, sometimes maybe 35. Number two, normal rates. What is the normal rates now? You guys have 6%, 5.5, 6%.
For foreigners are 7 and up.
Foreigners are 7, but normal rates are around what, 5, 5.5 now?
Yeah, right now it's 6.1. So
6.1. So foreigners
not
are
very,
paying maybe one and a half higher than
yes,
general
yes,
public, and that's amazing. Actually, that's very good
it
rate.
is.
That's good to know as well. So
Very close to a US citizen.
yeah, it's like I thought it'll be like why we get if we get regular rate here. Currently, we are getting around 4% because we have reduced them 3.7, 3.8, or close to 4. But
Yes.
if you go private mortgage or anything foreign national, it is quite high. But this is good to know that there's flexibility for Florida and people can benefit. So we went through search, working with a realtor, offer, financing part, and now properties. So I need your help because again, I know Florida. I have traveled to Florida. Still, for real estate, if you can briefly explain what kind of properties are there, which I guess a lot of people know it'll be apartments, townhomes, villa, or but and some areas, as you said, near Disney. So maybe some areas that are popular for our viewers, if you don't mind.
Yeah, the most popular properties, the type are like condos, which is it looks like an
Yeah,
apartment building,
yeah,
townhouses, and then single family house, which is the standalone, you call it. It could be
standard.
1 floor or 2 floor
Yeah,
with a pool or no pool. And then there is manufactured homes. There is like a mobile home.
right.
Those are also, popular, but not close to Disney or the beaches.
Got it.
And there is nothing else. Yeah, there is nothing else beside that.
And what are some of the areas, the names of the areas that are popular?
Uh, what is it going to be for? Are they looking for having a vacation
Right.
rental? Are they looking to have
Let's say I want
like
near
an
the beach. What are
Airbnb
some of
second
the
home?
areas which are popular near the beach?
Oh, sure. We always have by the ocean side, Miami, Deerfield, and Fort Lauderdale, Boca Raton, West Palm Beach, Jupiter, all this area and by the beach on the ocean side are very popular. Also Daytona, Cocoa Beach on the
Kona.
ocean,
Yeah.
on the Gulf side, Sarasota, Clearwater, Tampa is very popular as well. In Central Florida, Orlando, Kissimmee,
Because
Davenport.
Disney, yeah, right?
Yes,
So anything near
yes,
Disney would be like
yes. But
one.
remember, not everything is permitted to do Airbnb. So the buyer needs to make sure is this location, is this community accept Airbnb or not, accept a vacation home rental or not. And
Got it.
then when the buyer comes, we always ask them, what's your goal? Besides, of course, if it's a cash flow or
Yeah.
ROI, are you looking to do an Airbnb vacation home rental? Or are you looking to do like a long-term rental? And
Yeah.
if it comes to a long-term rental, I do the interview with them and I go over the document, I go over the process, the
Yeah.
expectation for the income and all that. When it comes to a vacation rental, I bring like 2 or 3 companies to go over the process, to go over the expectation of income, the expectation of interest, and I make them make their own decision.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. No, thank you. Thank you so much. That was a wealth of knowledge and it's a lot of information, to be honest with you.
Yes.
And good to know that you can easily search your property, guys. As you heard, working with a realtor, please contact Gigi. I'll put her contact information.
Thank you.
You can connect with her, or you understand that you can contact any realtor and go for your buying a property in Florida. At the same time, they will help you with the whole process, search, showings, putting an offer. Lastly, financing, definitely they have, if a realtor generally have contacts, they can connect you with different mortgage brokers or banking institutions. The great news in Florida, I honestly didn't know that there's a foreign national loan, which is a new for me. Properties, they can help you properties at different locations if you want to be near Disney or a beach. So it is available. So thank you, Gigi. Great information. Thank you so much for your time. This brings us to the end. If you want to say any final words, please do.
Yeah, my final word, always dream big. Why not? Let's do it together. I'm here to help you. Just give me a call. I'll be with you, me and my team, my staff. We're all here to help you out.
Yeah, that is amazing. Guys, I've personally vouched for her. She is amazing. As I said, I've known her for quite a few years, and hence that's why we are connecting on a podcast as well. Thank you so much for watching Awais Surahyo show. If you like this information, please share with others. I hope you won't leave without liking, subscribing the channel, and I'll see you with another hot topic in the future, and bring you more information on real estate. Thank you, Gigi, for joining us. You have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Have a good day.